Here we're going to do another cost of goods manufactured schedule. Remember, we take our beginning work in process, so we take our WIP beginning, which is $3,000, okay, tells me that right there. And then I'm going to add my direct materials, which is 20,000 right there. And again, I'm using different columns so it's easier for the flow of it so you can read it better. And then I've got my direct labor, which they tell me is 40,000. Okay, now I have to calculate my MO, which are a few different things. Our indirect labor, we have our factory manager's salary, we have indirect materials, we have maintenance for the factory equipment, we have depreciation on the factory equipment, and then we have factory utilities. Now, anything indirect, like indirect labor, indirect materials, goes into MO because we can't trace it directly to where it needs to go. So my indirect labor is indirect factory labor right there is 4,500. My factory manager salary is $3,000, and I'm just marking these off as I go to make sure that I get everything. Indirect materials was right here, 2,200. My maintenance for factory equipment is 1,800. My depreciation for the factory equipment is 1,400. My factory utilities is 400. Now again, we're going to total these up, add all those up, and we get our total MO. Okay, and then when we add these three items together, we get our total manufacturing costs. I'm then going to add that to my beginning balance of 3,000, and I end up with 76,300. 76,300 is my total. Cost of WIP. Then I subtract my WIP ending, which should be right here, 3,800. So I subtract that 3,800. That gives me my cost of goods manufactured. So that's my COGM, cost of goods manufactured. So cost of goods manufactured. So we just did the statement there. They also want us to do an income statement. So they tell us that our net income is 92,100. So 92,100. My cost of goods sold, we're going to have to calculate that because we have our finished goods of is 5,000. Then we have our cost of goods manufactured, which is 72,500, right? We get that right from up above there. 72,500 is what we calculated. The other numbers I'm getting right from this list right here. My finished goods right there. And then our ending finished goods will be 7,500. So I add those two together, and that gives me my total available for sale. And then I subtract my finished goods ending. Let's be consistent here. Let's make sure that we label that beginning, and that way we know. So my ending was 7,500. So when I subtract that, I get my that minus gives me my cost of goods sold of 70,000. So that's my cost of goods sold, and then that gives me my net income. So I take my 92,100 and subtract the 70,000, and my net income is 22,100. So in this example here, we had to calculate our cost of goods sold. Sometimes they'll give it to you, sometimes you have to calculate it.